Hello to all the lovely cloud enthusiasts. How are you all doing? Guys, I'm doing fantastic. I hope that you all are also doing fantastic. You are enjoying this new year, and I hope that in 2024 you are going to upskill yourself at least in one technology and you can start with the cloud technology. Now, if you are following me, if you are following my channel, you can see that I have recently started a month or half ago. I've just started this channel and I've started putting contents in a simplified way, because when you think about the cloud technology, it has a lot of jargons and a lot of complicated things for the new starters to understand. And my goal here is to make you all understand the cloud technology in a very simplified way. And that's the reason why we call ourselves the cloud simplifiers, because we simplify the cloud technologies, and whatever is the intricacies within the cloud, we try to simplify it for you. And today in this lesson, we are going to see how do we create a Lambda. It is of course going to be a quick session. Within 10 minutes, you can learn how to create a Lambda function using the Terraform. Now guys, I know that if you have already watched my previous videos, I know that you know what is Terraform, how is it working, what is CloudFormation, what is the difference between Terraform and CloudFormation. I hope you all know this. If you do not know, please go back and watch the videos where I've explained what is Terraform. Let me give you a brief. It is the infrastructure as a code tool. It is vendor agnostic. You can use it with any vendor, be it Microsoft's Azure, be it Google's cloud platform, or you can use it even with AWS or any other platform for that matter. The only thing is, in the Terraform file, you need to give the provider's name and it will pick up that and then act accordingly. But before we move ahead guys, like we do every time, a quick introduction about me. Hi friends, my name is Tejas and I am the Cloud Simplifier. I am working as a technical project manager in one of the reputed IT companies. I have been in this cloud technology since past 6 years, and I always strive to help people like yourself, people who are relatively new to the cloud technology. I always strive to give them the best of the knowledge that I already have, and to get you to a better version of yourself, to get you to a better pay. I want you to grow yourself, and one of the ways that you can do is by learning technologies such as the cloud technology. Now specifically, I will focus mostly on the AWS part, because that is what I've been working since, like as I told you, 5 to 6 years. You can of course learn different cloud technologies. Nowadays multi-cloud technology professionals are in demand. You can always go ahead and learn different cloud technologies, but I will specifically focus on the AWS technology guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and understand how to create the Lambda function. Now I'm just refreshing it here so that you can understand whether there is any function or not. So if you can see, there is no Lambda function. So if you want to understand about Lambda, just go one video back, and there I have explained what Lambda is. We've also created a function using this particular management console, which is using the UI, the user interface. We have created a Lambda function, and now we are going to create the Lambda function using Terraform today. And in the next episode, we will create the Lambda function using CloudFormation, which is the AWS's own IAC guys. Alright. So what you need to create the Lambda function using Terraform. Of course, first of all, you need the Terraform installed in your system. Now I have a Windows system, and I have, in my previous video or 2 videos ago, I have clearly specified how can you install the Terraform. You can look at that video and then go ahead and install the Terraform. It's pretty easy guys. You don't have to do much. Terraform takes care of most of the things. You don't have to do much. If you have installed Terraform, you can just say Terraform minus version. It should give you what version of Terraform it is installed in your system. And if you get an error, that means there is some issue at the installing of the Terraform. You can go back, Google it, and understand how you can rectify the issue and then get the Terraform version guys. Alright, let me clear this so that I can show you where I am. The present working directory is inside the content, Terraform, and the scripts and the Lambda. Alright. So what do we have here? If I just list this, we have the lambda function.py, the Python file. So I'm going to use Python to create the lambda here. So when you create the lambda, the initial code will be in Python, guys. Alright. So I also have the main.tf, which will have all of the Terraform code based on which the Terraform will create the lambda. Alright. And the provider.tf or the Terraform file is the one which has three things. It has the access key, secret access key, as well as it has the region. This is the only three things it has. But because the secret access key and access key is being used by me currently, I will not be able to open it and show it to you. But when you Google the provider.tf file, whatever is the variables inside the provider.tf files, it will show you, the Google will show you. Of course, there is Terraform documentation also on that, wherein you can understand what is it that we need to provide in the provider.tf. As I said, it is very simple. You just need to provide three things. You have to specify the region, you have to specify the access key, and you have to specify the secret access key, guys. That's the only thing. Alright, so let me go back and actually show you what we contain in the main.tf. If you can see, in the main.tf, I have something called as the provider, which is the AWS provider. As I told you, you need to give the providers so that Terraform can understand what is it that you are trying to build and on which platform. Alright. So the next thing that you need to provide is a policy document, because you also need to create the IAM role. Now that is what we need to do it when we are doing it programmatically, because manually when we do it, we just have to tick few boxes, and then it creates the IAM role by itself. But when you're doing programmatically here, you need to provide all of these. So first thing you need to provide is you need to give is the provider. Next thing you need to provide is the the IAM policy document, and then you have to create the IAM role, wherein you give the policy documents of what is allowed and what is denied. Next, you need to create the archive file. Now this is very important, because this is where the Python actually the basic outline of your Python programming lies in. So if you see, I have provided the Python lambda function under .py, that is the file. I'll open the file as well and show it to you what it contains. It just contains a boilerplate. There's nothing. It just contains the structure of a lambda, of a Python script. It is just a boilerplate wherein you can add many more things, and you do need this because when you open the lambda function, that is the first thing you'll be seeing it, guys. I'll show you everything here, and then you'll understand how this actually works. So when I say source file, if you see here, there is already the lambda function.py file, and then output is the zip file by which it will be unzipping and using it inside the lambda function. The next thing that we want to provide is the resource, which is the lambda function that is we are going to create. I've given it the name as test lambda function, and that is the same name I've given for the lambda function as well as the code for the Terraform as well. Code block for the Terraform as well. Alright. So the next file that we have, the next thing that we have given is the file name, which is the zip file, which you can see here. We have created a zip file here, and that is the name I have provided here, so that it unzips and gets the lambda function.py file, and then it gets the boilerplate and puts it in the lambda function. Alright. We also have to provide role, as we said, we have to programmatically provide the IAM role, and then by which it will create the lambda function, guys, and give all the required permissions. What is the handler? When you go to lambda function.py, I'll show you the lambda function.py. Let me actually just open it. When you open, as I said, lambda function.py is just, as I said, the boilerplate. It doesn't have much code. It is just the structure, and we have the lambda handler here, which is the name of the function that I've given, where the lambda will actually start looking, and then that is the entry point for lambda, guys. Alright. So I hope you understand, you have got what it is that we have for the lambda handler, and then what is the runtime that I require, whether I require Node.js, whether I require Java, whether I require Python. We have to provide it here, and accordingly everything of these resources would be changed. Source code hash, you don't have to worry about it. You can just copy this or get this from the Terraform documentation. These are the optional variables that you can provide if you want. I have provided the variables as environment and dev because this is the dev environment that I'm using. So I've just given the tags as environment and dev, guys. All right. This is the main.tf. This is the first file that the Terraform will actually look for. All right. So when I say, let me actually go ahead and say Terraform init, which means I'm initializing the Terraform. If you see, there is nothing. There are just 3 files in this folder right now. And when I say Terraform init, it will actually go back in the backend. It will actually try to download the providers that we have done, which is AWS specifically in this case. And then once it gets all of the required files, it will have those required files within that particular directory, so that once we do the Terraform plan and then Terraform apply, Terraform destroy, etc., it will understand for which provider it is, and then it will act accordingly. Now if you see that the Terraform, it says, has been successfully initialized, and if you go back and see, there are 2 files that have been created. There's actually a 1 directory and a file that have been created that are specifically for this provider, which is the AWS provider within the Terraform base. Alright, so let's say Terraform plan, that is the next set of command that I'm running. Now here what it does is it creates the plan of the main.tf, whatever the resources that we require. It creates the plan for whatever are the resources. For example, Lambda is the resource here, and it creates a plan and shows us what it is that the changes that it is going to do based on whatever we have given in the main.tf. So it is reading all of this as we are speaking. If you can see, there are so many things that have been created, and it will tell us what is the IAM role, what is the date, what is the ID, etc. It provides you all of the options and that it is going to, or all of the metadata that it is going to create, and it gives you everything here. Alright, so if you see, this is just the plan of what the Terraform is actually gonna do. If I just come back here and then refresh this page and then show you, it still doesn't have the Lambda function because we have not applied it. Alright, so next command is Terraform. I say apply. Now I can skip the yes part, because when you say Terraform apply, it will ask for the permission. Now I can skip that by saying auto apply, but otherwise I just want to be cautious enough, and then I'll just say Terraform apply, and this is the place where it will ask for my permission, whether it has to go ahead and create this infrastructure or not. Now I say yes, and then it will go ahead and create the infrastructure. Now this is one of the safety features, guys. Let's see, there is okay, so it is saying that the IAM role already exists. That is the reason why it is creating a problem. All right, let's do one thing. Now this is a very good example where we see that the IAM role is actually created. Now I'll go to the IAM service and then delete that role. Let me actually do it so that you guys can understand how this entire thing works. All right, let me go to roles. Now if you see, this is the role that was created. I just delete this role. Alright, the role is deleted. Let's try again and then see if this works. Alright, I'll say Terraform apply, and like previously, it will again go ahead and then show me all of the plan, and when I say yes, it will start creating the Terraform. It will see, now it has started creating the IAM role, because the IAM role was already existing. It did not create it through an error. Now because the IAM role is already existing there, the IAM role that we have deleted, now this is going ahead and creating the role for us, and then it will create the Lambda function for us. Alright, now see that it has created 2 resources. Now why 2 resources? Because we have provided 2 of the resources. One is the IAM role for Lambda as well as the Lambda itself. Alright, now let's go back and then refresh it here so that we can see the IAM for Lambda role that has been created, And in the Lambda itself, if you see right now I have not refreshed it, there is no Lambda function. Now if I refresh it, I do see a test Lambda function, which is the name of my Lambda function. And if I go within it, I can see that the script that is being picked up from the file that I have provided. Now the file that I had provided was this boilerplate code that I had written here. Import boto3, then the function, the Lambda handler, event and context, and just a result as hello world. Now you can see that the result is hello world, and whatever it is returning is the status code and the body as result, which will be the hello world itself. Alright, just to make sure that we are getting what we want, I'll also write hello from Lambda like we did last time, and then I'll deploy these changes and then test these changes to show you guys that this is a working Lambda that is being actually deployed. Let me configure the test event. I'll just give my first test event. Alright, let me just configure this. I don't want to change anything. I'll just leave everything as default, and then I'll just do the test. Now the execution runs very pretty quickly because that is how the Lambda is. It will show you how many milliseconds it took to run this function. Actually it just took 1.63 milliseconds, and you're only built for that. Alright, now see that we have got the response, the body as hello world, and here is the hello from Lambda that we had written. Alright, so now guys, you can see here that we have created a Lambda function. Of course, we did see that there was an error because of the existing IAM role. We did remove that role and then ran the apply Terraform apply again, and then the Lambda function was created. We did test the Lambda function, and we have also seen that the Lambda function executes and provides us the result. It is not just that we have created the Lambda function, it is a working Lambda function that we have created. Of course, when you are practically doing this, there will be many errors. You need to go ahead and mitigate these errors so that you can learn them. Alright, now the last command that I want to talk to you about is called the Terraform destroy. Alright, what this does is this destroys all of the infrastructure that it has created, including the IAM role. Alright, let me go back actually, and let me go back to the functions. I want to show you that the Terraform Lambda function, the test Lambda function created by Terraform actually exists. Now I say Terraform destroy, it will destroy all of the infrastructure that it is created by the Terraform. This is one of the amazing and beautiful ways of knowing what infrastructure we have created and what infrastructure we are going to delete. If you see, it is going to delete everything. When I say yes, it will go ahead and delete everything. You see that it is also deleting the IAM role, and probably that is the reason why I did not perform the Terraform destroy previously. That is the reason why the IAM role was still existing when I was performing the tests before, and now it has deleted the two resources, which is including the IAM role. Now you can see that the test Lambda function is still here. Once I refresh, it is gone, and you can see that the IAM for Lambda is still here. Once I refresh, it is gone, guys. Alright, so you don't have any IAM for Lambda. Now this is one of the beauties of using the infrastructure as a code tool, because you can destroy all of the infrastructure that you have created, or you can modify all of the infrastructure or just few of the infrastructure you have created using this IAC tools. Alright guys, it was really nice that you stayed with me till the end, and it was really amazing to look how the Lambda function works. Of course, there will be errors. Even when you are doing it, there will be errors. You need to understand how to mitigate these errors. Many of the times the errors are self-explanatory. You can go ahead and look at the errors, try to find it on Google, and if you are stuck anywhere, I am just an email away, guys. So my email address I have already provided in my previous video. I'll just give it to you again. My email address is tejasvi.mahendrakar@gmail.com. That's my email address. And if you still feel stuck, you can comment on this video as well. In the comment section, you can go ahead and comment it and provide me a contact information so that I can contact you and we can resolve any of the issues that you are facing with regards to Terraform and Lambda function, or in AWS in general. Alright guys, If you have not subscribed to this channel, be sure you subscribe to this channel because there is a lot of content, a lot of information that I've been giving in this series, and make sure that you do not miss any of these videos or any of this content, guys. Please trust me, these are very important for you. As a newbie, if you've just started your career, this is really important for you, and I will help you in any ways possible. As I said, I'm just an email away. Alright guys, this is Tejas signing off, and you have a great day.